Hey there. Why don't you pull up a chair for a little bit? Got a story to tell you. Now, back many years ago, probably before you were born, safety wasn't all about regulation, rule books, people telling you what you need not and need to do. No, it was a little worse than that. Safety wasn't first, that's for sure, I'll tell you that. And boy, should have been. Yep, one fatal mistake, and that's all she wrote, baby. You ready for a story about that? Why don't you sit on down?
Safety, so easy, a caveman can do it.
Gosh. Hey.
God,
What? We have a serious problem out here.
so serious you gotta wake me up from my work?
Well, there's a huge hazardous leak outside and you need to check it out.
Huge hazardous leak. This is the third time this month you've been coming at me with this crap. Oh my god. What's with that stupid hat anyway? Look, forget about it. I don't need to be wasting my time with all these worries you keep giving me, alright? I got a lot of work to do.
Okay then. Telling you, this is getting out of hand. It's getting way worse out there.
Why you always come and bother me? Way worse again, you say. That bad, you say. So bad, so bad, so bad.
Wait. You need to put on some equipment.
Like you said, it's bad. I'm gonna go check it out. I ain't got time to be wearing silly stuff like this. Come on. Now, if there was a day I could ever take back, it'd be that day. I didn't use caution. I didn't listen to my employees at all. You know, if I had scheduled those regular maintenance in the first place, this never happened. No, but I remember, I came up on that pipe, wasn't wearing none of my protective gear, and didn't think nothing of it, that's for sure. Thought I could handle it. Didn't want to cost nobody no money, of course, especially myself. Whenever I touched that pipe, that's when everything changed. Safety was out the window. When your cable goes out, you have to wait for the cable guy. When you have to wait for the cable guy, you're late for work. When you're late for work, you leave your earplugs at home. When you're at work and the probit number reaches over 8, and you left your earplugs at home, your eardrums blow out. Don't let your eardrums blow out. Switch to safety now.
I'm telling you, it's getting way out of hand.
Don't give me this crap, alright? You take me out of my comfortable office for some little stuff like this.
This is like unthing. It's something that I've never seen before.
Look
at this.
If it was that bad, it would have bubbled a lot more, alright? I'm thinking,
I'm telling you, it's spreading.
it spreads a little bit and then it goes back down. Don't worry about that, alright?
Take a closer look
Look,
at it. I looked at
who's
it
been
earlier.
doing this for longer, alright? I don't need some wise punk coming up here and telling me how to do my job. I see that going away within 10 minutes. I mean,
look at it closer here. Look at it.
I think it's supposed to do that, huh? Isn't it? No. Yeah. See,
I've never seen it bubble for the last 10 years. Now, I know I'm new to this plant, but we take our PSA on very seriously at our old plant. Have you ever done a hazard analysis on this plant before?
I'm pretty sure we've had one before. I can't recall when, but I'm pretty sure we've had one.
I'm just saying, you probably need to take a closer look.
Talking about.
Oh no, it's turning into Godzilla.
Look at all the destruction. Send in the army. Oh, the humanity! Ark! Who will save us now?
I'm a leaky pipe. I've been leaking for weeks and no one's noticed. But now, I'm about to burst. Invest in safety so you can be better protected from mayhem like me.
It's a bird. No, it's a plane.
No, it's Safety Man!
Have no fear, Safety Man is here!
Take that. And that. Ow! Take that. Pow. Pow.
Hi. It's time to use safety now. You have to use safety now.
Look, Safety Man is turning Godzilla back into a person.
Remember, safety is important. Safety is important.
Are you
the one in charge here?
Yeah. What happened here?
You... Really? You don't remember?
I remember a lot of explosions and chemicals.
You didn't pay attention to safety and millions of lives were almost lost.
Oh, no. Safety Man, how can I ever thank you?
It's alright, don't thank me yet. I'm going to go and travel you back in time, so this never happens, and only you will remember this awful, awful day. But it'll be up to you to keep safety in mind, so this never happens again.
Absolutely, Safety Man, absolutely. I can't thank you enough. I'll keep safety in my mind at all times. Be the best manager you've ever seen. Thank you. For me?
For you.
I'll wear it every day, I swear, Safety Man.
Then my job is done here.
Well, that's my story. Boy, did I learn my lesson. Yep, safety's first, and that's that. Yeah. One accident, as you saw, make a world difference. Shoot, if it weren't for Safety Man being there, I don't know how we're going. And as for him, well, suppose he's out there, making people safe, always watching. Yeah, making sure that us everyday man don't get harmed. And that's what safety's all about.
Hey there, the Safety Man here to get serious about safety. While safety may seem expensive, or even in some cases excessive, the effects of chemical leaks can be costly. Chemical spills can potentially harm personnel, damage property, and present risks to the environment and surrounding community. Chemical spills also increase your operating costs and lower the company productivity. In order to prevent chemical leaks, Safety Man recommends frequent audits and inspections of pipes, containers, and tanks. Handle all chemicals and containers with care. Make sure your plant has proper ventilation to prevent inhalation of dangerous chemicals, and make use of monitoring systems to detect concentrations in the air. One of the best ways to practice safety is providing training to all your employees. Make sure they know the hazards they work with and wear their personal protective equipment at all times. Encourage your employees to think about how to minimize their risks and know their proper response plan when spills do happen. Time for some acronyms now, folks. The MSDS, or Material Safety Data Sheet, identifies the hazards and physical data of your working materials and the procedure in which to safely work with them. The HAZOP, or Hazard and Operability Analysis, looks for potential problems within the process that could harm you or your core workers or the plant itself. The PSM, or Project Safety Management, is required by OSHA in an attempt to prevent the release of highly toxic chemicals. The PSM tries to reduce the severity and frequency of chemical spills or releases. The RMP, or Risk Management Plan, is required by the EPA and attempts to identify the major risks involved in your plant and the consequences of those risks happening. Proper response to a chemical leak includes always wearing your personal protective equipment, or PPE, following predetermined procedures, communicating with the rest of the on-site staff, and seeking or giving proper medical treatment. An emergency shutdown or evacuation may also be necessary in some instances. Inherent safety makes use of low-danger techniques even if an accident occurs. Inherent safety makes use of 4 main objectives to minimize, substitute, moderate, and simplify the process. Minimizing the amount of hazardous or toxic material that is on site at any given time may increase supply chain burden, but it can greatly reduce the significance of an explosion or leak. You may also find, by substituting hazardous materials with less harmful ones, you can decrease your chance of a toxic release. This may be done by changing the reactants of your reaction, finding a new reaction to make your desired product, or creating a less hazardous product overall. By reducing the strength in terms of pressure, temperature, concentration, or other measurement of a substance are means of moderating your process. Lastly, by simplifying your process to a less complex design, you can make full use of designing an inherently safe plant. Let's talk about what happens when you don't follow safety. For Chevron, on August 6, 2012, an 8-inch line with hot diesel-like material leaked out into the plant. On-site, 5 Chevron emergency responders were treated for minor burns, but off-site, more than 15,000 people sought medical attention. Reaction Products also had an accident on May 5, 2008. A brass valve was removed from the storage tank containing toluene. On-site, over 3,000 gallons of toluene were lost. Off-site, toluene flowed into a ditch that runs alongside the border of a nearby village. Residents were requested to stay inside. Lastly, Shell Oil, on November 8, 2005, noticed a leak on a block valve on a slurry filter. On-site, one contractor obtained third-degree burns on his head and Trying to instill a safety culture in your company is what ultimately leads to change and safe practice. Safety is up to each individual to make and maintain a healthy work environment. To create that environment, Safety Man encourages you to promote frequent safety meetings for all employees and personnel entering the plant. Regularly inspect the integrity of your equipment and report any unsafe practices you are aware of. Striving to not become complacent could end up saving your life. If an accident does occur, the event should be thoroughly documented and investigated afterward to prevent repeats of similar accidents. Think safety is awesome? Maybe you should consider the field of industrial hygiene. Industrial hygiene is a science devoted to the identification, evaluation, and control of occupational conditions. Typical focuses of industrial hygienists include monitoring toxic airborne vapor concentrations, reducing toxic airborne vapors through the use of ventilation, selecting proper personal protective equipment to prevent worker exposure, developing standard procedures for handling of hazardous materials, and monitoring and potentially reducing noise, heat, radiation, and other physical factors to ensure that workers are not exposed to harmful levels. There are 3 phases to industrial hygiene: identification, evaluation, and control. Identification includes identifying the hazardous chemicals used on a daily basis within your plant. To achieve success, all potential hazards, including toxic chemicals, must be identified. The evaluation phase determines the extent and degree of employee exposure to toxicants and physical hazards in the workplace environment. The likelihood of large and small leaks must be considered during the evaluation. After potential hazards are identified and evaluated, the appropriate control techniques must be developed and installed to protect workers' health and plant operations. In your working career in a plant, you will most likely experience some sort of chemical spill. Let's discuss two main categories of spills: nuisance spills and potentially hazardous spills. Nuisance spills involve spilling 4 liters or less of a known substance. Remember, if you are unaware of these hazards associated with the spilled substance, call environmental health and safety. Potentially hazardous spills, as the name implies, are much more problematic. The spills involve more than 4 liters of a substance being spilled, or smaller spills of materials of low LD50s, carcinogens, flammable liquids or metals, or unknown compounds. If you encounter a spill, like we just discussed, it's important to follow the 3C program. The 3C program involves controlling the spill, containing the spill, and finally cleaning the spill. It is vital to remember not to expose yourself to the spill. Wear your personal protective equipment, which may include chemical-resistant gloves, before attempting to clean the spill. Never attempt to rescue someone in an unknown environment without properly protecting yourself first. By protecting yourself first, you too can become a superhero, just like me. Remember, safety is totally cool, and I should know because I'm really cool. So stay tuned for some clips after to prove how much fun safety can really be.
Just put it in there, I guess.
The making of.
Yeah,
Let's try something. Ready? Okay, tell me when.
Go ahead.
I'm not seeing what you're talking
No.
about.
That's correct.
You just said you wanted to.
You filming him right now?
That's dedication.
Remember to always know your material safety data sheet, where your PPM.
I'm not seeing any.
Oh! Oh my God! Yeah. Alright, so we need to walk up soon, huh?
It's kind of like
Shoes.
Yeah.
tape. Get really close to it.
Just blow on it right before we go up to it. And then steam should come out, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Just blew off a huge thing of bubbles there. Man, we could probably fill up that whole thing with just bubbles. Years I've been
Oh,
here.
well, I guess you haven't been here long enough, have you? I saw that back when I first started, alright? I mean,
I'm telling you, this has been way out of hand.
look, these pipes are a little old.
Know your material safety data sheet. Understand your PSM and your RPM. RMP. Report any accidents to your advisor. For you. My job's here is done.
Oh, put it on.
Safety. So